Our next presenter is Charles Kelly, who is the Commercial Manager for Water Solutions at Humes. He has over 15 years' experience in both the consulting and manufacturing industries, holds a bachelor's degree and a PhD in environmental engineering, and is currently undertaking research and development of existing and new products for the Australian market. So please welcome Charles.
Right, good morning everybody. It's actually great to be a part of this event. We're hoping, like Brad, that it turns out to be the launching pad for the National Testing Protocol. That's me.
Sorry. And back one. There we go.
Yeah, as I was saying, like Brad said, we're hoping that this forms the platform, or the launching platform for the National Testing Protocol. Humes is Australia's leading manufacturer of precast solutions to the civil construction and development industry. We're very fortunate too to be a part of the Holcim Group, and this affords us the opportunity to develop new products and solutions to meet the future needs of our customers, and this is actually one of Holcim's key tenets. We've been doing this in the stormwater space for the past 15 years, and we have a couple of major products that we've had in the market for that long, and around the country our customers have been installing many thousands of these, and during that time we've evolved both product lines to meet the changing needs of the market. Just recently we introduced a new tertiary treatment stormwater device to the market, and we've invested over $1 million in that product to date. We've got many of these devices installed in the ground, but we're currently seeing continuous delays in the approvals process because there's no consistent mechanism. In terms of our current research and development program, at this very moment we have 2 products in the ground currently being field tested. We have another new product currently in development and we'll have it in the ground field testing this year. And we have 2 other innovations currently on the books, and one of these could represent the greatest impact on the stormwater industry since the development of the GPT. As an industry leader, our customers, which includes a large portion of this audience, expect us to be innovators in this field. So to some extent, we're obliged to invest the millions of dollars necessary to continue to meet your needs. More broadly speaking, the stormwater industry needs all product manufacturers to continue to innovate. This will grow the industry and improve competitiveness in the market, which will ultimately improve the quality of our receiving waterways. Without a national protocol, the risk of innovation is very ad hoc in the nature of gaining approvals. A large part of our current investment is the financial and administrative burden associated with this process. Typically, we have to meet with each council and present that product right across the country, and it's not uncommon to be approved by one council and then not approved by their neighbouring council. We understand that the ability to fund and sustain research and development projects and their associated administrative burdens are factors that can act as barriers to innovation in the sector, particularly for industry participants who aren't on the same scale as Humes. Yet the number and complexity of stormwater treatment devices in the market continues to grow, and this is a great thing for the broader industry. And this is why we believe that now's the time for a national testing protocol, and it needs to be established as soon as possible. We're in a time of rapid product evolution, which actually makes it an exciting time to be involved in the industry. But what we need now, though, is an independent process to test, categorise, evaluate, verify and approve stormwater runoff treatment devices, which is accepted by regulators. Given that Humes is in the financial position to sustain R&D programs, I guess it begs the question, what's in it for us? Well, quite simply, we don't want to have to run around the country visiting each council and requesting approval. We would prefer council receives a verification issued under a national protocol, stating that our new device's performance has been proven. The program would provide a report, a music note for the product, its maintenance requirements, and a point of contact for further questions. Having a national protocol provides us a level of certainty when we release a new product, and when we approach consultants to introduce the new products, they'll know it's already been approved. We acknowledge that the development of such a protocol will require an enormous industry-wide effort. But in the long term, it will actually save time and money for suppliers, increase competition, and provide a level of certainty for councils and specifiers who don't always have the resources available to assess the supplier's claims. Humes believes that the National Testing Protocol is the most important step forward in the history of the stormwater industry, and we're prepared to provide whatever support is necessary to the National Stormwater Association to fast-track its development. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. Does anyone have any questions at all of Charles? Nothing at all? I can ask a question if you like, Charles. Obviously, Humes have a lot of resources to hand. How come they aren't already complying with the water quality design using cooperative guidelines? You know, how come they haven't done their own field testing and published the data and got that independent certification, etc.?
I guess which product are you talking about?
Just a Humes-Scepter, for example.
Humes-Scepter has been tested worldwide, and when it was first released to the market, there wasn't a requirement for local testing.
Yeah.
But it has actually been tested in Australia.
Yeah.
Not in the formal sense of the music modelling guidelines, but that said, and it's been tested to death. There are more than 30,000 devices installed internationally, and it's the most successfully and most commonly installed stormwater treatment device in a lot of parts of the world.
So in your mind, does it comply with the current requirements?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when you go around individual councils and consultants, you say it complies with the water quality design using modelling guidelines?
We don't make those claims. We go out to the councils and we present the technical capabilities of the product. We provide them with the research that we have on hand. We explain how it functions, how it does its job, and we let them make the assessment. Now, a lot of the councils around Australia, not just Queensland, have still and continue to approach us to buy Humes-Scepters for their workshop areas and that sort of stuff. So, very common. It's just the reputation of the product.
Yeah. No other questions for Charles at all? I encourage also if there's any questions from the panel, you feel free to ask Charles a question. Yeah.
John Pease, look, do you have any...
You say where you're from and your name, please.
John Pease, Key Software. Look, do you have any sites around where you've worked with the council and you've got records over, say, 5 or 10 years? Because a lot of the GBT things have been in place, and there should be a monitoring system in with some of the councils. Have you thought of setting that up?
I actually approached the council recently on that and even volunteered to spend the money on providing the experimental equipment and pay for all of the water sample analysis and all of those sorts of things. And all that was required of the council was for them to supply a resource to actually go and collect the water samples and actually deliver them to the laboratory. And they just couldn't spare the resource. So as much as we'd like to, we'd love to do it as a matter of fact. It's just one of those opportunities that's been taken up.
Thank you very much, Charles.